Hi everyone, today I'll be going through intervals. If you missed the first video was on the C major scale. So this is actually continuing from the previous lesson. So my previous lesson, right, I covered C major scale in 4th position from the 8th fret. So this was what I played if you missed the video. Basically low C to high C. So if you notice, right, some of the notes are actually side by side, whereas some of them have a fret in between. For example, C to D. Okay, if you can see my fingers. Okay, C to D, right? I'm skipping this fret in between. So why am I skipping some notes? But for this string, E to F, they are side by side. So why are some notes side by side, whereas other notes have a fret in between? So today I'll be covering intervals to explain this further. So as you know, in the C major scale there are no flats, no sharps. You only have C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. So the next thing I will do is to play I will play the scale on the 2nd string. So instead of going downwards, right, and playing on every string, I'll be playing my C major scale on the 2nd string only, which means I'll be playing here C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. So why am I playing every note on the same string? Okay, this is just to show you the difference between notes that are beside each other and notes that have a fret in between. Okay, so firstly, I will call this first note C, and when I skip to the 3rd fret, this is D. I'm skipping the fret in the middle. Okay, I'm skipping the 2nd fret because this is actually C sharp or D flat. Okay, so D flat is the enharmonic of C sharp. They are the same note but with different names. So I'm skipping this note because there is no C sharp, okay, or D flat in the C major scale. So this is why I will skip certain frets. Okay, so for D to E, I'm also skipping the fret in between D and E because once again there is no D sharp or E flat. So C, D, E, F. But when I go to F, you notice they are side by side, okay? Because after E, there's no E sharp, I'll go to F. Okay, and F to G, I will skip F sharp. Okay, because this note is not in the C major scale. Okay, and from G to A, G sharp is not in the scale. So I will skip this fret. Okay, and again A to B, there's no A sharp, so I will skip this. And B to C, they are beside each other because there is no B sharp. So one way that I used to explain to my students is using a piano. I'm sure all of you have seen a piano or keyboard before, and you will notice that on the keyboard there are white and black keys. So all the black keys are actually your sharps and your flats, and all the white keys are your notes C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Okay, so if you look at the keyboard, okay, I don't have a keyboard here now, but if you look at the keyboard, you notice that there are some white notes that are beside each other. So beside, okay, in between B and C, there will not be any black key. There's no black key between B and C. They are beside each other. Okay, so if you have a keyboard, go take a look. Beside B and C, there's no black keys, and beside E and F, there are no black keys. Okay, because we don't have the sharps in between. But for guitar, you don't have black and white keys to recognize this, so you'll just go by fret. Okay, so C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Okay, so this is the explanation for the intervals and the distance between each fret that you are playing in your scales. So this will apply not only for C major scale, you will apply this concept for every other scale. Meaning to say, the distance between each fret will be the same. Okay, so to explain further, from C to D, we call this a whole step, and C to C sharp, we call this a half step. Okay, so half step for guitar basically means that they are side by side. For a whole step, there is a fret in between. Okay, so half step and whole step. So if I play D to D sharp, this is considered a half step. If I play D to E, this is considered a whole step. So the interval, okay, now we are not specifically saying whether it's minor, second, major, second. Okay, we are not going into that yet. Okay, so now it's just more of practical wise. Okay, from C to D is a whole step, D to E is a whole step, E to F is a half step, G, okay, sorry, I forgot F to G. F to G is a whole step, G to A, whole step, A to B, whole step, and B to C is another half step. So I have this pattern: whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. Okay, so this pattern here, right? Try to memorize it: whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. You can write it down on a piece of paper: W, W, H, W, 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 H. So once you apply this interval distance, you can use it for C major scale, G major scale, D major scale, any scale. So what do I mean by this? Okay, so going back to my C major scale, whole step, but I'm going down the string, right? You can't really see the distance is actually another whole step. That's why I gave the example on the second string. Okay, so now if you apply this whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half concept, I can actually move the same scale about using the same distance between each fret, meaning to say, if I play C major here, this shape is movable and I can move it to another root note. I can play the same shape because I'm playing exactly the same distance. Okay, so every note is actually the same shape as what I played here, but I'm starting on the root note G. So this happens to be the G major scale. And what if I move to the next root note? I want to start on A. So if I play the same shape, exactly the same distance, one fret apart, followed by the next string. Okay, so this is A major because I started on A. So no matter which fret I start from, I'll be playing that scale. So if I start from B, this is B major. So you just learn how to move the chords, how to move the scales about. It's the same concept as how you move your bar chords. For example, you're playing a bar chord, right? In G. So you start from G. This is the root note G. And if I start from the root note A, I get my A major bar chord. If I start from C, my C major bar chord. Yeah. So there you go. These are the movable scale shapes, the explanation for intervals. So you can try it on the second string. Try to take note of the distance between each fret, and practice moving about from different root notes. So you don't really need to memorize a lot of things. Once you memorize C major, all you need to do is memorize the root notes of all the frets on the top string and move the scale wherever you want to. Thanks for watching.